Hi everybody, my name is Kayla. Welcome to today's Pilates Reformer workout. We're gonna have a pretty heavy focus on the legs and the glutes. You're gonna need a reformer and a set of dumbbells here. So I've got 5 pounds. You could go a little bit heavier, maybe with 8s or 10s, but probably nothing heavier than 10 pounds. We're gonna get started with our warm-up today. So my studio, I'm gonna be on a heavy spring and a medium spring. I'm gonna have you begin seated with your elbows and forearms down against the shoulder pads. Chest is lifted. Let's begin with our toes on the foot bar in Pilates position here. Let's start with pelvic rocking. Take a breath in, rock your tailbone forward to the mat, and then as you exhale, begin to rock your tailbone up and your pubic bone towards your navel, feeling those lower belly muscles ignite. Inhale, tipping forward, and exhale, tipping up. Contracting your core muscles here. Exhale here for 4. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, tuck and scoop. 3. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, tuck to scoop. 2. And last one. Exhale, tuck, scoop, and hold that lower ab contraction. Let's begin to press the carriage out as you inhale. Lengthen those legs nice and long, and exhale. Resist your springs back in. Try not to sink into your shoulders. Really push those elbows down into the mat. So you're gonna feel a little work in your back, your chest, and then again, of course, those lower belly muscles igniting as you're almost balancing on your tailbone here. Let's get that breath flowing here for 4 and 3. Exhale, returning the carriage in. 2. 1 more. Let's move the arches of your feet onto the foot bar. Legs are glued together, toes softly curl over. Inhale, press and lengthen. Exhale, see if you can get those glutes to fire as you're pulling the carriage back in. 4 more. Activate those inner thighs. Pull your tummy muscles in and up. Final 2. And 1 more. Carriage comes in. Heels move up to the foot bar. Toes are going to slightly pull back. Inhale, press away. And exhale, resist those springs on in. Again, feel as if you're pulling the foot bar to your seat versus the wheels and the springs riding forward. Do the work, make those springs work in both directions. 2. Last one. Move your toes back onto the foot bar. Inhale, press the carriage out. Let's go into a tendon stretch. Melt the heels under the foot bar. Pull those tummy muscles up again. Inhale, heel raise. Exhale, heels lower. Press down through the elbows, open your chest, keep your shoulders out of your ears. Squeezing those inner thighs and glutes. Exhale down, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift for 3 and 2. 1 more. Heels are gonna raise high, and now we're gonna move into a little jump, getting those legs to fire up. Make sure those tummy muscles are in strong. You're gonna begin to press out. Your toes are gonna leave the foot bar and lightly catch back in. Resist those springs. Find your glutes to absorb that shock. Feeling your quad muscles turn on, getting your heart rate up a little bit here. And 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Resist the carriage forward. Let's begin to extend your legs all the way out over the foot bar and press yourself on up here to a seat. Want to be able to extend our legs nice and long and reach the arms straight forward as we go into a little teaser work. Scoop your abs back and gently begin to melt your spine back towards the reformer. Because we slid back, our shoulders should tap on those shoulder blocks. Pull your abs together and then exhale, coming back up. We want to stay nice and light with those feet on the foot bar so the legs aren't being held up from the foot bar. You're doing the work to hold those legs up and peeling your way back up to the top. Let's do 3 more here, just starting to feel that center line connection as you draw those heels in, squeezing the inner thighs and activating the lower abs. 2 more. And last one. Come all the way up here, pull the tummy muscles in, flex your feet back and take a nice little stretch here. Turn your head, yes and no, releasing tension in the upper back and neck. And most importantly, feeling that first big stretch into the hamstrings. Lift your spine up nice and tall. Return those legs back forward. Arms are going to extend out nice and long again. And set number 2. Exhale, taking it back this time. And inhale, bringing it on up. Exhale, melting back. A little tap to those shoulder blocks. And inhale, bringing it up. We've got 3 more. 2, make sure your seat is staying in one place and those legs are moving up and down on the foot bar. Your bottom should not be sliding on the mat. Finish up to the top. Take your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, biceps by your ears, and a big shoulder circle out, down, and in front of your chest. Lift the spine up nice and tall, biceps by your ears, big shoulder circle out to a T and back in front. Those legs are shaking, arms are coming up, out, and back down. Go ahead and flex your feet. Again, take that nice stretch forward here. Shaking your head again, yes and no. Ooh, definitely felt the body get a little bit warm on that lift. Let's adjust our springs now. So you're gonna go to 1 medium spring. So for me, that's a red in my studio. I'm gonna take off the blue and slide the bottom forward here, slowly rolling all the way down to our backs. Head rests comfortably into the headrest and the shoulders are nuzzled right up against those shoulder blocks here. Let's prepare for the 100. Knees come to tabletop. Arms are extended out nice and long. Take a breath in. On your exhale, draw your chin to your chest, contract your core, extend your arms and your legs out to working level. Pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs and glutes together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 52. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, pump those arms long and strong. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, challenge your curl and reach. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 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 and hold. Pull your knees back to your chest, let your head rest down, and take a moment to release. Reach back. You're gonna start with your left strap. We're gonna begin to extend the right leg straight up towards the ceiling, hooking the right foot in the large loop here. And have you stretch your left leg nice and long over the foot bar. And we're just gonna find a nice little hamstring stretch here initially, feeling length behind the back of the right leg. So you're kind of in control of the stretch here of how far we let the strap pull the right leg up. Once you find a comfortable position here, just hold the leg nice and straight. And then we're gonna come into a little IT band stretch, crossing the right leg slightly over to the left. Make sure that the right hip and sacrum lower back stay connected to the mat. So we shouldn't have to go too far across the center line to really feel that stretch in the outside of the right leg. We're gonna pass the right leg back up through center and now going off to the right side, feeling inner thigh and hip stretch. Again, our left side now is going to stay anchored on the mat here. Let's do that one more time. Right leg's gonna pull up through center. We'll cross over the body here. Inhale back up through center and off to the right side. Guide the right leg back through center. Abs are gonna draw in nice and strong as you float the left leg up to hover. Our goal is to keep the left leg nice and straight here. Begin to pull the right leg down until it connects to your left leg. Exhale, bring your right leg back up. Inhale, lower down, squeeze those legs at a long lever, and exhale, we'll take that right leg back up. Inhale, pulling down, exhale, resisting up. Give me 2 more here, locking that left leg in place. Exhale, feeling that strong core, keeping the back connected to the mat. Now we're gonna move to a circle. Cross the right leg slightly over to the left. Make sure that right leg and hip do not come off of the mat as you circle down towards the left leg, off to the right and back up. Now again, your goal is to keep that left leg nice and steady. So it is gonna wanna swing side to side in these circles. Do your best to engage the quad, engage the inner thigh and obliques to stabilize that left side in the circles here. Now let's change, reverse for 3. Off to the right, exhale, come across and lift. Off to the right, exhale, across and lift. 1 more time. Exhale, across and lift. Let's take a little figure 4 stretch here. Pull the right leg down nice and long. Bend your left knee into your chest. Cross your left side over and go ahead and bend your right knee. Holding the figure 4 stretch here. Arms are nice and long at your sides. If you want a little bit more, you can pull your right heel a little closer to your right, or left heel rather, a little closer to your right hip, and then use your left hand to gently draw the left knee away from the left shoulder. Let's press the right leg nice and long, going ahead and releasing out of this stretch. We're gonna make a transition here. So reach your left foot towards the foot bar or down towards the platform. It's not a graceful transition, but we're gonna turn to our left side here, coming into a side lying position. Again, we're still on that medium spring. Now begin to lower your headrest down if you had it up for support. You're gonna come to your form position, call this the sexy beach pose. So as you lie down on your side here, hand is gonna be resting on the shoulder block or on the mat in front of you. I want you to take your right leg out nice and straight here. We wanna line up the heel with the hip. We don't need to go any further back than that. The strap will be a good indicator as if it comes up to your hand or touches against the shoulder block. That's probably your fullest range of motion. As we come into a single leg kick here, I'll have you inhale forward, keeping length through your side. Feel that stretch in the hamstring and then exhale. Let's begin to pull back. Keep your chest open, shoulders back. That left elbow is pressing down into the mat, helping keep your shoulders out of your ears. Squeeze your glute and hamstring as you pull the leg back nice and long. Exhale, pulling 4. Keep the length between your ribs and your hips for 3. Soft, gentle point in your right toes. Exhale, pull 2. Again, those tummy muscles are in super strong. Hold that length here. Now angle your right leg slightly forward. Preparing for a circle. We're gonna come a little more forward, a little higher than the hip, about as high as the shoulder. Come back, down, around, and again, lift up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down, and around. The magic number here is 8. So we've got 5. Again, keep that link. Keep pushing the strap forward as long as you can. And 3. And 2. Last one. And we've got a reverse for 8. Pull back, lift up, come around and down. 7. Up, around and down. That booty is on fire. Woo! 6. Stick with me. We're getting a stretch here in 4. You've got this. 3. Oh my goodness. 2. And last one. Ooh! Feeling that burn in the abductors. Go ahead and bend your top knee. We're gonna hook the right ankle over your left knee and thigh here, coming back into that pretzel or figure 4 stretch. Ooh, just take a moment to let it settle for a second here, and then you're gonna make your way on up to your seat. Bring your left foot to the floor. Right ankle's gonna stay crossed over. We'll sit up nice and tall and just begin to hinge the chest forward. Try not to round the spine here. Stay long and again, still lifted. Shoulders are back, elbows are down at your sides. Ooh, that feels so good. Let's release out of that stretch. Beginning to transition towards the back of your carriage. So I want you to come to all fours, tabletop position. We're gonna start with our hands down here, right around the back edge of your mat. If you don't have space here behind your shoulder blocks, you can always be up on your shoulder blocks or down on the rails of the reformer here. Let's move into a gentle cat and cow. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, rounding out the spine into flexion. Pull the tummy muscles in and up. Inhale, moving into cow. Exhale, rounding out the spine into cat. Go ahead and find one more extension and flexion. Sink your hips back. Be a little child's pose, a little resting stretch here. Just letting the arms glide forward and the head go down. Swaying the hips side to side. You might feel that stretching in that right glute a little bit again here, and then especially into the lower back. Now roll the spine up so you're sitting back on your heels. I'm going to have you reach back now. We're going to adjust our springs. We're going to go onto a medium spring and take off that heavy spring. So again, for me in my studio, medium spring is a blue spring. Now begin to grab hold of your right strap. We're not done with that right leg quite yet. You're going to hook your foot back in the large loop. I want you to swing it back, hooking your toes around the front edge of your mat. You're in your tabletop position. Again, hands on shoulder blocks or hands around the back edge of the mat. We won't want to be on the rails for this position because the carriage is going to be moving. So we will need to have our hands on the carriage somewhere. Now begin to press your right leg nice and long here, nice and straight. Square the right hip down. The foot is going to stay flexed. I'm going to have you go ahead and swing your leg slightly off to the side, and you're going to lower that right leg down outside of the leg of the reformer and sweep that right leg straight back. Again, feeling the hamstring and glute. Now you're putting a little bit more pressure underneath your right palm here, making sure that the body does not swing or sway to the left. And we're here for 4 and 3. 2 more. And last one, give me that pull back here now and hold the length. Now find a little external rotation. So the inner arch of your foot is squared down to the ground. You're gonna bend your knee towards your right elbow and press back. Feeling a little oblique work here. You're gonna feel a lot of stability on your left side as well. Push from the tush and engage the legs. Keep those shoulders out of your ears, a soft bend in your elbows, trying not to hyperextend at the elbow joint for 4 and 3, 2, and last one. Take those legs nice and long. Let's bring your knee back down onto the mat here, hooking both toes around the front edge. Now begin to maneuver your hands up towards your shoulder pads. I'm gonna have you step your left foot right in the center of the mat next to your right knee. So ideally what we're trying to make is a triangle with our hands and the left foot here. You want to hook those toes lightly around the front edge of the mat as you begin to stand up on your left leg here. Right leg is going to stay nice and straight. We should feel well balanced and centered on the mat here. A lot of stability. We're going to go into a single leg sweep as the right leg goes back long here. And again, take the right leg outside of the leg of the reformer. Dip the toes down like you're dipping them into water. And then exhale, pull back nice and long. Inhale to lower. Exhale, pull back, lengthen into a sweep. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull back to sweep. So again, you're gonna feel a lot on your left side here. That leg is doing so much work, stabilizing and balancing. Last 4. Pull the tummy muscles in and up on that exhale. 3, 2, beautiful. Last one here, we're gonna take the left leg off to the side, let the carriage close all the way, and just gently let that right strap fall to the floor, and go ahead and take your time stepping off to the right side. Woo! Good job! Side number 1 is done. And hang up the strap here. Taking a seat back down, you're gonna adjust your springs here. So we're gonna go back onto one heavy spring and take off that light spring. So everything we did on side number 1, we're gonna repeat on side number 2. I'll have you make your way all the way back down, nuzzling those shoulders right up against the shoulder pads. You're gonna reach back for your right strap this time, and your left foot is gonna go into the large loop here. Starting with that hamstring stretch, left leg is up. Whew, that feels good on the left side, especially after that last exercise that we did with that standing leg sweep. Oh, my left side really got a workout. So it's funny that our stabilizing side always seems to be a little more fatigued than the working side. So when we get to side number 2, it is a little fatigued from side number 1, so we might burn out a little bit quicker, and just know that that's completely normal. Let's come into that cross stretch over to the right, feeling that nice outer leg stretch into the IT band, bringing the left leg up through center, and then passing off to the left side again, doing your best to keep your hips anchored down. We'll come up through center and go one more time each side, crossing over to the right, coming up through center and crossing over to the left. Back through center. I just realized I forgot to lift my headrest. So that's super important, especially in the next exercise, because I want to be able to keep an eye on my right leg as it stabilizes. So if you need to relift your headrest up, go ahead and do that here. Arms will return back to your side. Tummy muscles are pulling in and up. You're going to float your right leg up. Find a half Pilates position here. So that means your heels angled in and your toes are slightly externally rotated. We're going to pull the left leg down to meet the right. You're going to squeeze those legs together long at a lever. The back is staying connected to the mat, and exhale, lift your left leg back up towards the sky. Again, inhale, lengthen the leg down. Your goal is to keep your right leg as steady as possible. Inhale, squeeze, pause, exhale, pulling it back up. Feel your abs in both directions. We've got one more straight leg pull. Exhale, coming up for circles. Again, stabilize the right side as you come across to the right with the left leg. Down, slightly off to the left and up. The circles are more like an oval here. Kind of keeping that right leg from swinging side to side. Now you might notice that one side was a lot more stable than the other. Take it into reverse now for 3. Slightly over to the left, cross and around. 2 more. Use those arms to stabilize the pelvis. Last one. Taking the left leg down nice and long here. We're going to come into that pretzel stretcher, figure 4 cross, right ankle over left thigh. Bend the knee. Your left leg is essentially the controller of the stretch here. So as the ankle is hooked over, you can guide your right heel down your left thigh for a little bit deeper stretch, and you might take your right hand to your right knee, gently pressing the knee away from the shoulder. Again, deepen the stretch into the hip. Go ahead and press forward through the left side. You're going to reach your right foot down on the foot bar or onto the platform as you maneuver yourself over to your right for that side lying position. And now headrest will go flat. You'll slide your right arm through your headrest, finding a comfortable position. Knees are curled up. Find that sexy beach posture. Push down through your elbows and your forearms, and you begin to extend your left leg out nice and long here. Heel is as high as the hip and in line with the hip. Shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the leg forward for front back kicks. Exhale, pull back into the tension. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pull back, squeezing through the glute. We've got 6 more. Remember, the magic number here is 8. Stay nice and long. Exhale, pulling the abs back. Here's 4, 3, 2, and last one. Holding the left leg nice and long for circles. We'll come forward. Slight lift as high as the shoulder. Pull slightly back and down. Make sure you're not losing the length in your top hip. So lots of obliques here as you keep pushing that strap away, and lengthen for 5, 4, 3, 2, oh my goodness, last one, we reverse it. Pull back, lift, around, pull back, lift, come around. Do your best to keep that length, push down, chest open, shoulders out of ears. We've got 3 more, I am on fire. Here's 2, and last one. Oh my goodness, bend your top knee. Ooh, the stretch is gonna sting a little bit here as you cross your top ankle over your bottom knee. Release the strap, hang it up on the hook. Oh my gosh, that burns a bit. Take your time coming up. You're gonna swing your right foot now down to the floor as you slide to the edge of your mat, coming into seated figure 4 stretch. And just giving that hip and glute a little release here before we continue on with our series. You're doing awesome. We're almost finished with this left side. So stick with me here. Adjust your springs now. We're gonna go onto a medium spring, taking off the heavy. Maneuver your way to your tabletop position. All 4s facing the back edge of the mat with your toes curled around the front edge of your mat. Moving back to that cat and cow flexion and extension here. Inhale into cow stretch, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, push down on your mat, pull your abs up, tucking your tail under. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. One more time, inhale to cow. And exhaling to cat. Release the wrap of your toes, send your bottom back, find a little child's pose here, stretch those arms out nice and long, and swing those hips a little bit side to side. When you're ready, meet me back up on all 4s, wrapping the toes around the front edge of your mat. You're gonna reach back, grab hold of your left strap. You're gonna slip that left foot into the strap, large loop. Finding your hand position, whether it be on your shoulder pads or towards the back edge of your mat here. Toes are wrapped in. We want to keep the body nice and square so we're not shifting to the right as we begin to extend the left leg straight back here, nice and long. Square the hip down, foot is flexed. You're going to bring your left leg outside of the reformer, dipping the toe down and pulling back. Inhale to lower, exhale, lift up and back. Keep the left hip nice and square. And 5, 4, use those obliques to stabilize you. Hook those right toes nice and light to keep the whole body nice and steady. 3, 2, and last one, we go knee to elbow here, finding a little external hip rotation. Inner arch of the foot is parallel with the floor, bending your left knee to your left elbow and extend back. A little bit more oblique work here. Can you make a connection? Squeeze in and press away for 5, 4, work the breath and pull the abs up. 3, 2, and last one, extend that left leg nice and long, square the hip down, take the left toes back around the front edge of the mat. Hands transition up to the shoulder blocks as we come into that standing single leg sweep. Press your right toes into the mat. Keep your left toes hooked as you stand up here. Remember, you've got that triangle with your hands and your right foot. You're gonna extend your left leg nice and long here. Take your left leg outside of the reformer slightly. Dip the toes down on the inhale. Exhale, pull and sweep it back. Dip down on the inhale. Exhale, pull and sweep it back. And a little bit more pressure underneath your left palm, making sure that the hips stay nice and squared. It's a tiny bend in your right knee so you're not hyperextending or locking out. You're feeling all of that stability work on that right leg. Give me 3 more. Yes, you can. 2. Woo! We've got this. Finish strong. One more pull back, nice and long. You're gonna take that left leg off to the side of the reformer here. Let the carriage close in as the left strap just falls to the floor for a moment, and take your time stepping yourself down to the floor. Oh my goodness, that was amazing, you guys. Let's go ahead and take the foot bar out of the way. We're gonna finish with our arm weights here and a little side lunge, side split series. So again, I've got 5-pound weights, which is plenty for me today, but you could go a little lighter or a little heavier. I would just probably avoid going anything heavier than 10 pounds. We're gonna stay on that medium spring, so fairly light tension. Make your way up onto your mat carefully. You're gonna bring one foot on your platform or slider, slide board, whatever you have on your reformer here. We don't wanna be too wide with our feet. We're gonna be side lunging into the leg that's on the reformer. Go ahead and bring your weights in front of your chest into a front rack position. I'm gonna have you start to glide the carriage out. You're gonna bend your knee that's on the reformer, sinking down nice and low into a lateral lunge. Go ahead and bring it back up. Let's just get familiar with that movement. I want you to close it all the way in each time. As you're coming out, your knee is tracking over your ankle and your hips are getting nice and low. You're gonna come all the way up and gliding back in. Now go ahead and add a shoulder press to this one. As you're coming up, raise those weights overhead and reach to the ceiling. Squeeze that carriage all the way in. Get nice and low and exhale, shoulder pressing up. We're here for 6 and 5. We want to get our heart rates up a little here. 4, pull those abs in, especially as those weights are going into that shoulder press. 3 and 2. You got this. Last one. Carriage closes all the way and those weights return back in front of your chest. Go ahead and now take your weights down to your side. We're not finished with that side lunge yet, but we're just gonna add a little bit more work through the arms on this one. So you're gonna add a little cross rotation as you side lunge out. You're gonna take your right arm across towards your right ankle. I want you to press that left arm behind you so you're activating your tricep and your back. As you pull in, you're gonna bring the right arm into an upright row. Good, pressing opposite arm behind you as you reach the front hand to the ankle and adding that upright row. This arm is continuing to reach back there. That tricep is firing on your back arm. Good, inhale, press it out. Exhale, pull in upright row. Here's 5 and 4. Now you see why I said no more than 10-pound weights. 3, 2, keep that back arm reaching. Oh my goodness. Last one. Woo. Let those weights rest down at your sides. We're going to carefully transition to the other side. So go ahead and make your way around safely, transitioning the opposite foot onto your slide board, the opposite foot onto the carriage. Again, you're starting about shoulder width or a little bit wider apart. Front rack those weights and let's begin just pressing out, getting that range of motion in the opposite leg in that side lunge. Inner thighs are burning up as the carriage pulls in. Your abductors, your outer glutes in that side lunge are really stabilizing you. Now let's add that shoulder press here. As the carriage comes in, those arms reach overhead. Inhale, take it down. Lateral lunge. Whew, went a little too far on that one for me. And we've got 6. Yes, you can. Here's 5, 4. Do not let that carriage go out further than keeping the ankle, knee, shoulder alignment in that lateral lunge. 2. Beautiful. Last one. Bring it all the way in and up. Those weights will come back to front rack and down to your sides now as we add that cross and upright row. Arm is reaching back. You're going to come into that lateral lunge. Coming across, reaching down towards the ankle. Carriage closes, adding that upright row. Keep that opposite arm reaching behind you. firing up your lats and your triceps through the back of the body. Static hold on your back arm. Here's 5 and 4, 3. Wowzers, those inner thighs are getting shaky too. And last one. Oh my goodness, carriage in, weights to your side. Carefully step your way down to the floor. Oh my goodness, great job, you guys. My quads and inner thighs are definitely tremoring. I'm feeling that tremor of truth. Heart rate is up on that one. Awesome job. Go ahead and lift your foot bar. I'm gonna do a little eaves lunge. Let our heart rate come down and just stretch these legs out a little bit. I'm gonna stay on that light spring. Starting on the left side of my reformer. Left foot is gonna be on the floor. Right knee and foot back to the shoulder pad here. Gently bend your left knee as you send your right knee out and back behind you. Chest is gonna stay up here. Tummy muscles pull in. Make sure we're not dropping forward through the chest here. Wanna stay nice and lifted. A little squeeze in that right glute can bring you into the hip flexor a little bit more. Beautiful. Carriage will glide in here, adding a little bit more through the quad now. I'm going to go ahead and slide the right knee back towards the shoulder block. So the shin now is lifted up on top of the shoulder block. Again, chest is staying up here. And then you're going to begin to glide the carriage out again without dropping the chest here. So this is going to transition you into the quad a little bit more. And then the last variation. But again, you should still be in your hip flexor on your right side. Carriage will pull forward here. Gently slide your way off to the side, and let's come around to the right. Beautiful, doesn't that feel so nice? Take the foot, knee down, right foot stays on the floor. Gently lunge back, chest stays up. Shoulders relaxed. Just take 3 deep breaths here. Gently gliding the carriage back in, moving into the quad position. Slide your left knee back, shin up against the shoulder pad, and dig the kneecap down into the mat. Pull the front of the left hip up. Already feeling the quad stretch before I've even pressed out. Engage the back glutes. Again, fingertips are super light. Ooh, much tighter on my left side for me here. Wowzers, this is pretty intense. Again, hold it for 3. Carriage will pull in gently. Return both feet down to the floor. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. Oh my goodness. Great workout today. Awesome job working through the legs, the inner thighs, especially those glutes in that side lying series. Feeling those hamstrings burn. Heart rate got up a little bit. Perfect workout today. Give yourselves a hand. I'll see you next time.